Okay, let's go next to, where do we want to go? Let's go to the 708 area code. Who's calling today from 708?
Hi, hey David, I'm Alex. I'm calling from Oak Lawn, Illinois.
Hey, what's going on, Alex?
Hey, so we were all really pleased last year, us as progressives, when the Democrats decided to take superdelegates off of the first ballot.
Right.
My question is, if someone like, say, Bernie Sanders or another progressive fails to get 50% of delegates by the time the primary is over, can't they just like pick a corporatist with superdelegates when the time of the convention comes?
I think that your analysis is correct that that could happen, but I could either be naive or stupid or correct or cynical or whatever. I think that Bernie's biggest liabilities this time around are not related to the DNC organizing against him. I think that the field is so broad at this point in time that it would be, number one, just more practically difficult to target an anti-Bernie strategy, particularly since so many other candidates have adopted some of the positions that in 2016 were unique to Bernie. And some part of me thinks that if Bernie has a plurality of votes, like if Bernie has, imagine that Bernie with 42% of the delegates going into the convention has a plurality. He doesn't have 50%, but nobody has more than 42%. I think if at that point the DNC uses superdelegates to install some corporatist centrist who's got 8 or 12% of the delegates so far, I just don't think that they can get away with it. I don't think they're going to try, and people might disagree with me. I just don't think it's going to work this time around. There would be such outrage.
Yeah, my worry is that the race will be so close that the Democrats will make some excuse like, oh, maybe Bernie Sanders is controlled by a Republican-controlled state of Vermont, which then they'll appoint a Republican senator until a special election comes on, or maybe that he's a
Well,
socialist
but that's not
and he's
true. I mean,
unelectable.
Vermont's not a Republican. I know you're saying hypothetically, but that particular one wouldn't really work because Vermont's a very blue state.
Isn't it controlled by a Republican governor currently, though?
Yeah, well, okay, so but the legislature is still quite left from the last time I looked at it.
Okay, so they would have to go through the legislature in order to appoint a Republican senator.
I don't know that they would, but it's hard for me to imagine that that is going to be the way it shakes out. I mean, maybe you're bringing up a good point. I mean, maybe that's something to look at. I still think it'd be a bad reason if Bernie has a plurality of the votes not to sort of allow him to be the nominee. The scenario you bring up is different, which is, I guess you're saying if Bernie has 38% and some corporatist Democrat has 37%, and then everybody else is way below, and the super delegates at the convention on the second round of voting push the other person
Yeah,
over
exactly.
Bernie. Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope it doesn't happen. I don't know what to say about that, but I hope that that does not happen. It's depressing to think about, quite frankly.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for answering my question. I really appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Appreciate the call.